Jet has had the most amazing life over 40 years. Actually, it's more like 50 years when you include the 10 years of design up front. But the next 15 years are just as exciting. And I say that for two big reasons. The first is that we have this just enormous opportunity to repurpose what is probably a billion's worth of assets. Now, we might use those assets for fusion, but we might use them in adjacent sectors, not quite for fusion, but there's just a huge opportunity there for us to make the most of a great asset for the benefit of this country. The second thing is that we will, for the first time ever, decommission in a sustainable way a DT machine. It's never been done before. We're going to learn a huge amount as we go through that process. Everything from the disassembly using robots to the detritiation and extraction of tritium from materials and coolants. And all of that will prove the sustainability of fusion. And actually, that is integral to getting fusion to market, to show that it's a sustainable process.
I think of JDR as being the Jet Repurposing and Decommissioning programme rather than decommissioning and repurposing. You have to repurpose first before you decommission, and repurposing changes the way you decommission. Jet has been physically and metaphysically at the heart of the Atomic Energy Authority and Culham campus for decades. And we're coming to the end of Jet science. So that's a big change. So what we do in that space, both physically and metaphysically, is really important. So what we do in the buildings with the equipment is very important, and also what we do in terms of machines and how we develop as an organisation and move beyond Jet, so that we look back fondly at Jet and the period of great research that was done, and be also very proud of what we're doing at the current time is super important.
We have big ambitions for Culham. We want Culham to develop as a global hub for the development of commercial fusion. And that means bringing in all kinds of partners onto site, and some of those partners will need quite big facilities. So we are really looking to the JDR programme to be part of a reuse and a redevelopment of our campus for a new and exciting future that hopefully will be a major part of the international fusion landscape.
Sometimes when you discuss ideas with your colleagues, you go into a meeting and you come out with a different idea at the end of the meeting. And that happened just recently with an EXCO, where we went to EXCO with the plan to go for what was called outline business case and then full business case. This is the way you apply for money into government. And we were going to ask for some money for an outline business case phase, and then 18 years of money for a full business case. And what we realised was that we didn't have enough certainty about how to do things. And the approach that we agreed on in that meeting was to actually go into a stepwise phased approach, where you have a tranche 1, a tranche 2, a tranche 3. And this is great. This is a great way of engaging with Treasury, because they want some optionality. They want to be involved in the process. So what we've agreed that we're going to do is ask for 2 years' money, which we've now secured, and then go back into tranche 2, which might be 3 or 4 years, and then go back again for another period of time thereafter.